Hello. Uh, oh, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's May 10th of 2021, almost 3 p.m. The pizza just got here. One slice of meat lovers pizza and two chicken wings or whatever. Is that what they're called? I don't know. That's good. I'll be back. I want to eat it without getting chicken all over everything. Microphone. I think I'm going to go and change the settings on that when I come back. Looks kind of strange on the dial. Looks like there's a hesitating, like it's waiting to make sure that that's my voice or something. I think I may go and change the settings and we'll see. So, hang on. I'm back. I had to go put the stuff in the refrigerator. So we have a baked pizza that's all meat or something. Now the chicken, I think there's one piece of it left. I was tempted, but man, it's covered. Ouch. Oh man, I bet that microphone picked that up. I noticed that, let's see, everything seems to be working okay. I mean, the Sound Blaster card is down there. It's lit up the way it's supposed to be lit up. It's plugged in everything it's supposed to be plugged into. But it's not showing up here. It should be showing up in this. But I mean see, as a microphone in your view, no, it's not. Well, anyway, the well, one thing, I moved it closer. Before there seemed to be like a hesitation, but now there doesn't. So, yeah, that's one thing I had their blue, the ball, the one in the beginning, and I've had the other one, and I have another of theirs of the, and a whole bunch of other condenser microphones, and you have to put them in your mouth and I don't like that, but it does look like it's responding. The dial on top is, let's see, let me do this here. I don't want to pull the cord out. The dial does seem to be responding when I speak right away, so. I've had several. I have, well, several microphone stands. I have, the ones that on the floor that go up and that type of stuff. They just don't. I just can't. Maybe I'm stupid or something, But I did, but it's like I think it's like, it's on Amazon. Hang on here a second. What am I looking for now? Oh, Amazon. I do see a stand that I think would be better. I saw a couple of them. Oops, let's see. Here we go. Okay. This is the, by the way, the when I have the Blue Yeti. Let me put this in a new tab here, and I'll come back to it in a little bit. Well, I already went to it, so here it is. I'm having, which, you know, which you're not going to hopefully have. It's with this mini. Let's see, what was I going to show you? Oh, now this looks to me like it's a little bit more, but can't afford it right now. But because I've got these two desks, and I've got, you know, and I think this would work out well. It's let me show you here. See, and you can also use this up on top, up here. You can use that, and so I think that might be better. Might be able to get it better. So we'll see. Wow. Wow, a U.S. Coast Guard ship fired 30 warning shots at Iranian fast boats. See, NBC won't air the Golden Globes after diversity controversy. Well, I'm a slob. See the reason why Trump supporters say, or Trump supporter says she believes the election lie. I don't know what we really, you know, with the internet age that we have, the World Wide Web and that whole thing, to have people who can go on Fox News or, you know, other places, they can just go on and say something that is totally outrageous and totally dangerous, you know, I mean, to all of us. That somebody can go on and say, you know, the vaccine is going to be used for tracking you, you know, they put injecting from when people come up with something like that, if, you know, we have millions and millions of Republicans who believe that Donald Trump won the last election. I mean, it's totally ridiculous. But because of freedom of speech and you sort of have to put up with it, you know, and you're going to have TV networks that are going to have, okay, now the Democratic point of view, well, you know, President Biden won easily, and the Republicans put forward, they went to the court 66 times about the election, and that, you know, there was election fraud, all that kind of stuff, and 66 times out of 66 times the courts, different courts, federal courts, state courts, you know, ruled no, you know, and yet you have, and it's, you know, it's just, I don't see how we can be the nation that we used to be when you have stuff, but on the other hand, we have the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States that guarantees, you know, freedom of speech. So I don't know what the solution is. You know, I mean, I was around around in the beginning of the internet of computers, and before the, you know, before the internet, before the World Wide Web, all that type of stuff, and I was enthusiastically, you know, great, this is great, but it didn't turn out the way that I thought it would, you know. And now I'm worried. In the beginning, before the World Wide Web, I had a computer bulletin board system starting in 1982 until the World Wide Web was invented. And what was that, 1995? I keep forgetting. I've posted a couple times. I hope I updated it, but I had a couple. I got the year wrong, like 1995 or 90, whatever it was, when the World Wide Web. Somebody, and I went and checked. Yeah, they were right. I was putting the wrong year, the year of something else. They were close, a year or two with it, but I hope I corrected that. But when I had the computer bulletin board system, and people had to, back in those days, dial in it over a phone line at 300 baud. When I had the computer bulletin board system, my computer bulletin, I gave both points of view on everything, and of course, I totally allowed, you know, freedom of. Well, it didn't matter to me that it was freedom of speech that constitute. You know, that was just the way I was, and everybody could comment. Nobody got deleted. And like on all and I had all of the subjects, First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, you know, Second Amendment, guns, all of these, you know, things. And I had on for the message board, you know, there was a message board for private communication. There was a general message board, but then there was a place where the things on comments, things could be discussed. And when you went there, then there was like okay, gun control or abortion or whatever issue that they had then, we still have now. We have a few more, but I had a, you know, a position paper which I wrote on, let's say, gun control. You know, guns are bad. I mean, I put more. I mean, you know, I didn't say that, but you know, guns are bad. And then there was right next to it, guns are great. Guns are wonderful. You know, I get an erection every time I touch a gun or look at a gun. I mean, you know, so both of these things were there. People could read them, and then people could comment. On all those message boards that I had set up on all these with those position papers, nobody ever changed their mind. Everybody maintained that was it. Now they were cordial to each other, like different then than it was, and because of, you know, because of my bulletin board system. People didn't attack each other and that kind of stuff. They just gave their position. Well, there was one message board that was who has the best hamburgers. And there are a few people changed their minds. And after finally getting a chance to, you know, test out what was it? Oh, the little tiny hamburgers. White Castles. When this discussion was going on, people were saying White Castles are great, but Kansas City didn't have any White Castles, and then they came, and I agreed, you know, with the White Castle people, you know. So anyway, my bulletin board system ran for years. Then when the World Wide Web came, and I moved to the World Wide Web, like everybody else, and I did WordPress and all that kind, you know, all these different kind of everything, you know. Before there was, I was streaming video, live video, before there was anybody else doing it, you know. But what I didn't realize, you know, when I moved my bulletin board system then to the World Wide Web, I didn't bother putting, you know, because I thought people would go, I didn't put both sides. I just put my side, or if somebody commented, whatever they commented, that was fine. But what I didn't realize was that Republicans, right-wing people, they were going to go to Fox News, and that was, they weren't going to watch CNN. They weren't going to go to the other side, you know. See, I still stayed the same way. I went to redstate.com, which is an extreme right-wing, you know, site. I'd go there to see what are they, how can they justify, you know, this. But what turned out is, because then I would be at work, and I'd come in, just go to work, and we'd be, you know, talking all night or something, and I'd say, oh, did you see, and I wouldn't be politically thinking at all. Well, did you see that thing they had on the news about such and such? And then the other people would say, where'd you get that? I said, I don't know, because I had at that point cable television, you know, the net cable, you know, service. I don't now. I have each. I pay for each one of the, you know, movie channels and stuff, you know, separately. But I would say, well, I don't remember what, you know, but it was on the news, and they, oh, I don't watch, you know. I said, well, no, I'd say, maybe it was on CNN. Well, yeah, I don't watch CNN. I never watch CNN. Everything on CNN. Then I had an idea, you know, the things are, this is not good. You know. Let's see what else is going on here. Oh, I guess I should, you can see what I'm trying to read here. Republican Party is, on the one hand, they're having a little fight, you know, in the party, but on the other hand, Trump is able to, you know, by his bullying tactics and the fear that he's put in Republicans, you know, for going against him, he's destroying the Republican Party. As a Democrat, you'd think that I'd be happy about, you know. You would think that I would be happy about that. No. I wish we had a sort of a parliamentary, you know, I still want to keep our, you know, type of government, but I wish we had more of a parliamentary, you know, system than exactly the system we have now. I don't want to, you know, don't want to have a king and a queen or whatever, but the parliamentary system, because, you know, you can have, there you can easily have multiple parties. Our founding fathers, they didn't want or think that we should have, or that we would have political parties. And it turned out we did, and they were right, you know. But I don't want to see the Republican Party destroyed, but I also don't want to see it in the state that it's in now. Remember when President Obama was elected President of the United States, it was really amazing, and I wrote about it and blogged about it. The Republicans came out and stood on the front steps of the Capitol building, Senate and House members. It was unanimous, and they said it. They said it out loud. They broadcast. They were going to, they said, we're going to make sure that President Obama is not successful in anything that he does. We are going to make sure that he is a total failure because he won't be able to accomplish one thing. And we're going to make sure that he is not reelected. And for 4 years, they did nothing except fight Obamacare. They had 250 or so votes on things to try to do away with Obamacare, Medicare, or not Medicare, but health insurance. He was elected, re-elected, and I don't remember as many of them coming up, but it was the same thing. We're going to make sure that Obamacare is destroyed and that he is not successful. And so he had 4 years of, 4 more years. And so he had, 2 terms, which is all you're allowed. And that should have been, well, a party should not have done that. But that should have been, when they came out and stood in the beginning there on the Capitol steps and said that they were going to do everything in their power to make sure that the President of the United States was not successful. That should have been the end of the Republican Party. All of those people should never have been, been reelected. That's what should have happened. Just like, and people won't agree with this, but just like when President Clinton was president, when a small group of Republicans got together. Well, of course, it was more than a strong. The Republicans didn't like Clinton. I've told this story before. I'm interested. Always been interested in even when I was in grade school. I watched the McCarthy hearings and all those type of things. So I kept up on politics and everything, but I didn't really keep up on who was the governor of Arkansas. And honest to God, it was almost like when I heard the Republicans were carrying on about, Bill Clinton this and how bad he was. And he was the governor of Arkansas, by the way. I had to, who in the hell, why are these Republicans, I had to search for, Bill Clinton. Oh, he's the governor of Arkansas. Oh, there's a National Governors Association of all 50 governors, and they meet occasionally, and they recommend, they get together, they vote, hey, this is, that type of stuff. And then there's each of the groups, or maybe at the same time, they have their separate meeting. All the Democratic governors meet, and they have somebody elected head of that group. And then all the Republicans also meet. They have somebody, but Clinton was, at that time, the other, 49 governors had picked him to head it. So I thought, oh. I had to actually look up and see. And it was sort of like Arkansas. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a state of Arkansas, don't we? I mean, that's not, he wasn't the governor of California. He wasn't the governor of New York, or Florida or something. He was the governor of Arkansas. And the Republicans were just going crazy. Anyway, they carried on about him. And then, a group of them got together, a small group of, not governors, but a small group of Republican people with money. We got to get rid of, President Clinton. We just can't, So they got together. If we could just get him if we could just get him to one time, under oath, swear to one thing. It doesn't matter what it is, but if he lies, that's perjury, and we will remove him from the. And of course, he lied under oath. Did he have sex with that woman? But that was an attempted coup d'etat. I mean, later on, when Trump was president, Trump was committing lying every day, and he was doing all kinds of stuff. And the Republican, Fox News or whatever was saying, well, the Democrats, they're trying, well, you can't do that. They're trying to remove the President of the United States, and they attempted, and they almost accomplished removing the President of the United States over a lie. Should you lie under oath? No. Should you commit perjury? No. There's a lot of things, So, but, when that happened, when the impeachment thing happened, and on my blog, my written blog at the time, when the vote was taken and when Clinton wasn't, removed from office, I listed all the people who voted to remove him from office. And I said then, every one of these Republicans, and they were Republicans, every one of these Republicans should never hold office again. They're, it's up to their people, their people that are, they should never vote for them, even though you're a Republican, and even though you hate, Clinton or whatever, these people who tried to change the government, to perform a coup d'etat, they should never hold office. And then I listed why. And one of the things I listed, okay, if these people get away with this, voting to do that, from now on, every president, they'll be, the Republicans will be, using the impeachment procedure, and sure enough, that's what happened. This Iranian Guard people that have, they have their military units, which are also, I guess, connected with businesses. They get, hey, we're the Iranian, Guard, we're whatever, and we get to have, whatever the business is. And then I'm sure they have the Iranian, boat guard people, and they have the Iranian, all these different groups, and they all are involved in graft and that type of stuff. And so they're out there kind of like, you don't know what they're going to do. Hopefully, national governments, you can have some type of, restraints, that you can have. But when you have these groups like they have in Iran, these people who are, making money, and it's to their advantage if certain things happen, and they can do, then you've got these Iranian attack boat people out there, and if somebody, it's not like it's the captain of a, aircraft carrier with, you got a little boat out there with these people, maybe, well, they're not supposed to drink, but, they may get us into, major, war with, we don't want to be at war, and Iran doesn't maybe want to be at war, and these clowns running around out there. A U.S. Coast Guard ship fired approximately 30 warning shots as a large group of Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy fast boats conducted an unsafe and unprofessional maneuvers near the U.S. naval vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, which I understand is very, very narrow, unfortunately. On Monday, 6 U.S. Navy vessels were conducting a guided missile submarine, the USS Georgia, when they encountered a group of 13 IRGCN fast attack boats. The boats approached the U.S. Navy vessels at high speed, coming within 150 yards. Wow. Now, you know, that ought to be, I don't want us going to war over something like this, but 150, you know, you're approaching a military aircraft that is loaded with a lot of, you know, hundreds and hundreds of U.S. troops on that ship and other ships together, and with all types of, you know, and with, I mean, you shouldn't be coming with 100 unless there's some type of, unless you're like my dad used to have, not on the ocean, but my father and mother, as I've mentioned, were alcoholics. My dad had a pontoon boat out on Lake Chicomo, which is not very big, in the middle, you know, in Missouri. But if you had somebody like that, you know, in charge of one of these, you know, things coming in within 150 yards of a metal, you know. After the U.S. tried all the appropriate and established procedures involving hip blast, bridge-to-bridge radio transmissions, and other ways of communicating, the USS Coast Guard cutter Malley fired approximately 130 shots. Wow. Well, we survived today. Let's see. Ex-Obama speechwriter trolls Newsmax host on live TV. NASA spacecraft carrying historic-making asteroid sample now heading towards Earth. America's electric cars need lithium so badly it may wipe out this species. What do we get? Lithium from animals? What the heck is this thing about? Fewer than 40 years after humans discovered Lithium buckwheat, a native plant with yellow flowers, and they may drive it to extinction in pursuit of electric vehicles, a technology widely hailed as being environmentally friendly. Environmentalists, blah, 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 say that buckwheat could be vast, but it's significant. It's important to preserve this for the biological diversity on Earth. The flower is so newly discovered that it hasn't been studied thoroughly, they say. Botanists say they're impressed with its, whatever it is, thymium, buckwheat's ability to thrive where very few species can. Poor soil that's full of boron and lithium. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. These look like weeds to me. No, I'm okay. What else is here? I forget what his statement was. Trump issues bizarre statement about the Kentucky Derby winner, a horse. Benzo, or whatever his name. What's his name now? I forget. Guy with all the money. The guy that's sending so many rockets into space and doing and the Tesla and all that kind of stuff. It's his super yacht is so big that it needs its own yacht. Anyway, I guess that's enough. I wonder what in the world. Why can't I get this? Let me try it one more time. Well, here's, here's this, which I can access. God, as an American, I love that. I'm kidding. Anyway, I have access to this. I don't have 5.1. But here's the thing that I can't access. Oops, wait a minute, cancel. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to drag it over. I wanted to start it up. Okay. It's not finding. Why isn't it finding my... Oh well. Well, I think it's time to take my morning medication. Almost, almost 4 p.m. No, I did. I already took my morning medication. See? This morning, the AM thing is empty. And there's my nighttime medication. I'm not sure that I'm... Seems like every time I look at these things, it looks like it's missing some. I sit here and I, over here, and I put my containers out and I go through and put all the meds out, but it just, I wonder. Anyway, thank you for watching.